Hello, everyone, and welcome to webinar episode 2? Could be. I honestly don't remember. I'm Logan Maxwell. I am the wearer of many hats here at Wiser. Today, I am putting on my training / marketing / visual hat, and I'm going to run through a very common use of our system using our front end here, as you can see. So I've actually already done a few things. So we are in our office. We already have antennas up. We've already configured them. And this is kind of at the end of the whole Wiser process, what you would be left with at your site. So instead of an office, per se, this would be your floor plan, your manufacturing facility, or just an industrial facility in general. So I am seated here. That is 926B. As you can see, that's me right here. And so I am in this office, and we're going to have some fun today. So I'm going to kind of move this tag around and assign it, basically just trying to mimic a very common use case that we see. So for this video, I'm going to focus on a kind of whip use case. A lot of times in facilities, we're dealing with cellular-based manufacturing, batch or bespoke, custom, job shop, that sort of thing. And your work orders are going to flow to a bunch of different stations throughout the facility at any given time. And so what we see, a common use of the system is we're going to take these tags and assign them to a different name. And usually that's an MO, right, or an MN, manufacturing order, manufacturing number, work order number. There's a kind of a different acronym for every site that we tend to find. But really, all in all, it's the same thing. We're going to take a tag, we're going to assign it to something, and then off it goes through the process, right? And so I've got my app set up here. I've got all the visual settings the way I like it. Now, this is independent of machine, so you can set this to how you want to see it. Some people prefer a simplified view, right, where I don't have a lot more on the screen. I like to kind of see what everything's name is. And what you'll see is there is no name to this tag, right? This is a fresh tag. Everything else around has already been associated and named. So I'm going to take 926B and I'm going to show you how to assign that, and then we're going to go put it out in the floor. So there's mainly two different groups of users in every facility. What you're seeing now is really the view that the expediters and the runners would have when they're going to find their certain items. And the view I'm about to go to, same application, just a different view, is the assigners. And the assigners are typically going to be at shipping and receiving or an office internal to the facility where they're going to take those routers and then take a tag out of the box, pair them together. It's that simple. And I've got my router here. I think this is a manual from a tablet. So this would be my paperwork for my work order, and I have my tag. Usually you're going to have a bunch of these and a bunch of these in that given area, whether it's shipping or an office, and they're going to have this screen open. So I'm going to have the tag assignment page open and running, right? You'll notice I have some options here. I can go ahead and assign additional information to this tag if I wish. I'm going to keep this simple for now. At 90% of the use cases, what you're going to want to do is you're going to say, I've got a tag ID, have my handy dandy barcode gun. Okay, that's 926B. And I want to assign it to a work order number, MO number. I'm just using this, I think this is a tablet, MN004364, whatever that means. But essentially, I've just assigned the tag to a new name. Boom, I'm going to physically put them together, and then I'm actually going to go put them on a cart. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and save it. And what you see is, okay, usually we're going to scan again. And so people really don't leave this screen, right? If you're using it as a tag assignment, you're going to bink, 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 and that will usually be your use of this front-end application. I'm going to switch back to kind of the other user group and say, well, now I've got MN, right? This used to be unlabeled, but now it has a label to it. I'm actually going to take this, I'm going to go put it on my cart out here, cart 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to take that cart and wheel it down the aisle just so you get an understanding of kind of how the system works. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to go run it to the cart, move the cart around, and then I'm going to come right back. Okay, well, as you can see, riveting. We put the tag into the cart, move the cart down to the end of the hall. That is essentially, how the system is used, right? Not to oversimplify a complicated process, but essentially that is how it's done, right? You put any tag you want to track out onto the floor, and then you track that item. So yeah, it's really that simple. We'll go over some other use cases, and particularly the raw data and how you can analyze that in the next video. But I think we'll keep it brief for now, and that'll be it.